Hello, Watchmen of Ephraim, USA. A prophecy update, however you want to put it. Trump, last president of the USA, we can include that one. The breaking of the brotherhood between Israel, actually Judah, and Ephraim, the United States. My screens kept going down and I had to put these back together. I probably don't have all the windows and pictures that I want, but the US-Iran referendum, an agreement in principle to begin to negotiate such things as nuclear weapons, ballistic missiles, which I guess haven't been included in this so-called deal by President Trump. Ballistic missiles not mentioned. We did not get the nuclear material, obviously, out of Iran. A lot of people are branding this as a complete failure. This man's objective here, Benjamin Netanyahu, was to root out the regime. This one here, Donald Trump, increasing pressure to lower gas prices by the time of the midterm congressional elections. Well, forced a deal, and he's trying to force it on Netanyahu. We'll get into some headlines. Well, what we're seeing here, what we as I may say once again, let the spirits be tested. We're seeing the breakup of the brotherhood between big brother Ephraim here and little older brother Judah, the two lead tribes of the House of Israel, House of Judah, which are here in these last days. Only Ephraim here, United States, is hidden from the world. And what's about to go down, for the most part, is hidden from the world. There's one article in here concerning what Trump said, I do believe, this morning. It's absolutely stunning concerning Syria, concerning Israel or Judah, concerning what I have been witnessing. The thing that has been is what will be, that which is done is what will be done. Somehow, some way, the United States must form an alliance with Syria, Ephraim, again, a Syria-Ephraim alliance, and will come against Judah. If I may pull up a map of the world here, come against Judah to attempt some kind of overthrow or takeover. Well, different scenarios or reasons, but the same events, the same prophetic events in the last days. Also known as the Great Tribulation, also known as Jacob's trouble, also known as the Damascus Oracle. Isaiah chapter 17. Isaiah chapter 7, which I have pulled up here. So this agreement here between the U.S. and Iran, totally Trump went over Israel, our so-called partner, and did this agreement. Didn't even allow Israel in on the negotiations. Trump just said, you're going to do what we tell you to do. Treating our older brother like a vassal country, vassal state. under our complete control and dictation. Iran, this Shiite Muslim radical death cult type of religious government, noted to be liars. And prophecy, like Ezekiel 38, shows that in the end, the Gog and Magog prophecies, they're aligned with Russia. They're aligned with Russia now. So what have we done? I could have pulled up a lot of scriptures. It appears that we have turned back again in the day of battle. Psalm 78, I do believe. Ephraim is turned back in the day of battle, leaving Judah high and dry, and God once again is going to choose Jerusalem and Judah to put his name. Anyways, you can Google this stuff yourself. Let's get into some headlines here. Trump, I'm not happy with how Israel has fought Hezbollah. Syria should do so instead. So I want to, this ended up being the major article that I want you to hone in on here. This is absolutely stunning what he said. U.S. President Donald Trump criticizes Israel's conduct in its fight against Hezbollah and says that Syria should take over the fight against Iran-backed terror group in Lebanon. He says that the conflict between Israel and Hezbollah has gone on for too long, and that suggests that Israel is killing too many non-combatants. Both these countries, the United States and Judah, Israel, Ephraim and Judah, are wicked. They're going to be judged. Great tribulation, Jacob's trouble, day of the Lord. Okay. I think there's another article I have here on this. Let's just move along. I'll get to it here. Let me go on here. Same subject here. Trump on Lebanon. If Israel can't do the job without killing everyone, Syria should do it. Trump says, now, notice what he says. Trump says he considers the Lebanon war a minor one. Now, in northern Israel, they haven't gone back to their homes. So Israel has invaded southern Lebanon and is occupying southern Lebanon. They don't want to leave that buffer zone. Iran has made it a condition concerning this so-called peace agreement, or this referendum of understanding. I think that's what they call it. Now notice what he says. Trump says he considers the Lebanon war a minor one and an arena in which Syria can take on Hezbollah. Now notice, in partnership with the United States, if Israel under Netanyahu cannot be reined in. Do you understand what? Why do you think we won out in Syria? Russia is out, Iran is out, Assad is out, who was pro-Russian, pro-Iran. Now you have a pro-Western Syrian government since like 1970 or before that. Why? Well, you're seeing that which has been is what will be, that which is done is what will be done, and there's nothing new under the sun. Let me read that again. Trump says he considers the Lebanon war a minor one. He's just dictating to Judah, Israel, it's all about him. And this man will turn on a dime. One day you could be his best buddy. You could be a genius. The next day you could be not fit for the dunghill and a moron in this guy's eyes. He suffers from a certain personality disorder. We don't want to speak evil of our rulers, but we want to witness what's going to go down. Is he the last president of the USA? Or Ephraim? I have his oracle. Let the spirits be tested. Trump says he considers the Lebanon war a minor one and an arena in which Syria can take on Hezbollah in partnership with the United States if Israel under Netanyahu cannot be reined in. Netanyahu, Israel, they're saying they're not leaving Lebanon. Okay, will this be the reason down the road? And I'm thinking a lot of things have to happen, and I'm not saying this is the scenario either, but you can see what's forming here, the mindset. Israel is slowly becoming a thorn or the enemy. Meanwhile, if I may pull this up, this one was a couple weeks ago. Germany rearms as war in Ukraine threatens security and U.S. presses Europe to shoulder more of its defenses. So we're withdrawing from NATO slowly, and it's what? Causing a vacuum. Germany rearms as war in Ukraine threatens security and U.S. presses Europe to shoulder more of its defenses. Article here, January 7, 2026. Germany's rearmament is stunning. Germany rearms, but can it lead? So this is this is the nation I fingered as Assyria, which is going to lead an eighth beast of Revelation 17, which will include Latin America. They've passed the this trade pact between. They just brought in Mexico, most Roman Catholic continent, and part of North America. This, where the woman is riding, they don't have a picture, the woman is riding on the beast, a beast that's more diverse than those that were before it. Against who? Who are we slowly becoming enemies with? Who are we breaking away from? Europe, where the woman rides the beast. Europa. Who are they bringing in, creating this gigantic trade union here? South and Latin America, over 600 million Catholics. Well, 80% Catholic, over 600 million in population. That's just like an absolutely stunning, an arena which Syria can take on Hezbollah in partnership with the United States. What have I been saying? Let the spirits be tested. If this develops more, well, let's go on here. Interim U.S.-Iran peace deal sparks anger among Israelis who lash out at Netanyahu. Israelis from across the political spectrum reacted angrily Monday to the news of an initial deal between the U.S. and Iran, calling it a disaster for Israel and directing their fury at one man, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Netanyahu said we're going to do what we have to do to protect ourselves. When we fully abandon, spirits be tested. When we fully abandon, when the brotherhood is broken, Ephraim against Manasseh, Great Britain, Canada, you see that happening. Manasseh against Ephraim, together they will be against Judah. Isaiah 9:21. Zechariah 11, I forget which verse, 13, or somewhere around there, 15. Then I took my staff bonds, and I broke the brotherhood between Israel, they have our name, and Judah, written 200 years after the northern kingdom, Israel, was taken away by the Assyrians, 722 BC. Okay. Northern kingdom, southern kingdom, house of Israel, kingdom of Judah. That which has been is what will be. That which has been, looks like the United States. North of Judah, Canada, Britain, divided by water. That which has been is what will be. Formed an alliance with Syria up here to try to come against Judah. In partnership with the United States, Syria, take care of the Hezbollah problem. We will be forced to come against Israel, Judah, to root them out. Yeah. Anyways, once we abandon them, Judah will cry out to the king of Assyria once again, as Ahaz did. The United States, Syria coming against Judah, a Ephraim-Syria alliance coming against Judah to overthrow it somehow. Maybe to install a puppet government? Could he be so angry enough to do such a thing? Very pro-Israel, but he turns on a dime. And he'll abandon you like that. Here you have Syria, you got Israel, you got U.S. forces all over the place, but there must be a decline in the U.S. and a rise of the Gentiles. This one here, I just read that. Israeli politicians, the people in Israel, not happy with the deal. Okay. All right. Prime Minister Netanyahu, the Israeli leader, said at a news conference Monday that without an agreement, he would continue fighting to prevent Iran from obtaining nuclear weapons. So Iran, they're liars. They'll do anything. They're liars. They'll stall, they'll cheat, they'll lie. Notice the Hill. Trump-Netanyahu tensions reach new high, complicating Iran deal. We turned back in the day of battle, leaving Judah hanging. This time, Trump and Netanyahu have really fallen out. From the Financial Times. Rarely has a geopolitical roll of the dice gone so rapidly wrong as the Israel Prime Minister's has. He wanted the regime ousted. Isn't that what their goal was? Didn't Trump tell the Iranian people, we're coming for you? Rise up. Take your institutions back. Take your government back. Well, they failed to rise up. And then we failed to do stuff like, I forget the name of the people we were supposed to arm in in northern Iran. Hopefully I'll think of it. The last time, a couple of days ago, Israel attacked Lebanon, did an attack, did a bombing. Why did Bibi have to do a, notice the word, effing attack? I was so PO'd. I let him know. Notice what he said about Netanyahu. He has no effing judgment. That's what he said. Notice how he's treating Israel, Judah, like they're just a vassal. Aren't these exciting times if you, the few, know what's going down? Notice, does anybody really know what's going down? If these things are true. I just read Luke 21:35 over. For like a snare it will come upon the whole world. People think they know what's going to go down. People think they're going to be raptured out. Hebrew roots think God's going to gather them back to the land somehow. No, they're under the ban. They put themselves under a suzerainty covenant. I'm going to do a teaching on that. That's what the old covenant is a suzerainty covenant. Well, I'll get into what that exactly is. They're putting themselves under the ban. Paul knew. Because they're not doing the law of Moses. Trump says deal to end war with Iran already signed and details to be released pretty soon. Did I want this article? Okay, I didn't want that article. I don't know how that one got in. This one here, they want me to, the Washington Post. Let me just see if I can get the headline real quick. Nope. One more time. Nope. let's get out of that one. I just ran by this. Trump to Axios, Netanyahu has no effing judgment. Do you see how the relations are deteriorating? Let the spirits be tested. Notice, Iran says the deal to end the war with the U.S. requires Israel to withdraw from Lebanon. So that's one of their proxy states. They claim like it's their own, part of their own country, whatever. Okay? But Netanyahu says they're not leaving. You can Google this stuff yourself. See what he says here in this latest. All right, let me, that's 12 hours ago. Anyways, let me just type this one in. I know I didn't spell that right, but let's just pull this one up. Netanyahu says Israel won't leave occupied land in Lebanon. Okay, so what did Trump say? We should get Syria involved, along with us, to deal with Hezbollah. Israel's screwing it up. I mean, do you see the spirit that's being laid down? The thing that has been is what will be. That which is done is what will be done. A Ephraim-Syria alliance will come against Judah. Judah will cry out to the king of Assyria for help. I think you can see that also in 2 Kings, like 16 through 18 in that area, 15 through 17. Haven't read it in a while. Memory's not good. You can read about it. Okay. When Ahaz, chapter 7, Isaiah, son of Jotham, the thing that has been is what will be, the son of Uzziah, was king of Judah, King Rezin of Aram, that's Syria, and Pekah, son of Remaliah, king of Israel, from Ephraim, marched up to fight against Jerusalem, but they could not overpower it. Now the house of David was told Aram, that's house of David, that's Ahaz, that's Judah, was told Aram, or Syria, has allied itself with Ephraim. Notice that. What do we have here? I'm not saying that this is exactly how it's going to be, but you see what's being laid down. Trump says he considers the Lebanon war a minor one and an arena in which Syria can take on Hezbollah in partnership with the U.S. if Israel under Netanyahu cannot be reined in. Do you get it? Has allied itself with Ephraim so that the hearts of Ahaz and his people were shaken as the trees of the forest are shaken by the wind. Then the Lord said to Isaiah, go out, you and your son Shear Jashub, I didn't pronounce that right, to meet Ahaz at the end of the aqueduct, which is above the upper pool, on the road to the launderer's field. Say to him, be careful, keep calm, and don't be afraid. Do not lose heart because of these two smoldering stubs of firewood, because of the fierce anger of Rezin and Aram, and of the son of Remaliah. Who's got a bad temper? You cross him and he becomes you become his enemy. Right? How many times have you seen it? Prime Minister of Italy, I forget her name. Best buddies. Till she sided with Spain over not allowing us to use their airspace during this war with Iran. She's not fit for the dunghill now. Fierce anger. Aram, Syria, Ephraim, and Remaliah's son have plotted your ruin, saying, let us invade Judah. Let us tear it apart and divide it among ourselves and make the son of Tabil, I don't know if I pronounced that right, or Tabel, king over it. Yet this is what the sovereign Lord says. It will not take place. It will not happen. For the head of Aram is Damascus, and the head of Damascus is only reason. Now this is a Old Testament type, shadow, or small forerunner fulfillment of what's coming. Within 65 years, Ephraim will be too shattered to be a people. The head of Ephraim is Samaria, and the head of Samaria is only Remaliah's son. If you do not stand firm in your faith, you will not stand at all. Now here's the sign. Okay. This will be at the time of the second coming. Again, the Lord spoke to Ahaz, ask Yahweh your God for a sign, whether in the deepest depths or in the highest heights. But Ahaz said, I will not ask. I will not put the Lord to the test. Ahaz was a wicked man. He was a wicked king. He even offered his sons in the fire. Then Isaiah said, hear now, you house of David, is it enough to try the patience of humans? Will you not try the patience of my God also? Therefore Yahweh himself will give you a sign. The virgin, the young woman, will conceive and give birth to a son, and will call his name Emmanuel. Who are the two witnesses going to witness to Judah, to Jerusalem, when they're in Jerusalem? And will call his name Emmanuel. Now Matthew took this. This may have been Hezekiah. Took it and applied it to the Messiah. All right. For before the boy knows enough to let me go on here. So this is probably Hezekiah. The Lord will bring on you, let me just go ahead and read it. He will be eating curds and honey when he knows enough to reject the wrong and choose the right. For before the boy knows enough to reject the wrong and choose the right, the land of the two kings you dread will be laid waste. Okay. The land of the two kings you dread will be laid waste. That's the Damascus Oracle. Isaiah 17, Damascus must cease to be a city. Do you see how Trump is bringing Syria into this? This is only the beginnings. Let the spirits be tested. The Lord will bring on you and on your people and on the house of your father a time unlike any since Ephraim broke away from Judah. We're going to break away from them again. Let the spirits be tested. He will bring the king of Assyria. And beginning in 33, 32 BC, Assyria began to take portions of the house of Israel take their land and take the house of Israel into captivity. It's all there again. I know, my son, I know. He too shall be a people, and he too shall be great. Great Britain, Manasseh. But truly his younger brother shall be greater than he, and he will become a multitude, or the multitude of the nations, or a bundle of the nations. Translated a or the, because ha, the Hebrew word ha, is there, the multitude of the nations. They're a bundle of nations in the midst of the nations of the world. It doesn't show it here, but out of many, one. Out of many nations, one. Okay. Who's the greater brother? Who's the greater brother in the last days? Who was involved in Syria? Who played a gigantic role in driving Iran and Russia out? Who has favor now with Syria? It's the USA. It's Donald Trump. They love Trump in Syria. Okay. I don't know what I'm going to title this teaching, but you can see here what's being laid down. I'm not happy with how Israel has fought Hezbollah. Syria should do so instead. Trump on Lebanon. If Israel can't do the job without killing everyone, Syria should do it. Syria, in partnership with the United States, if Israel under Netanyahu cannot be reined in. Get it? Exciting yet frightening times. Woe to those who long for the day of the Lord. That day will be dark and not light. Well, first and foremost comes the Great Tribulation. And if this continues to formulate, there must be a people that warns. I'll just go to this. Dust it off. Matthew 13. Maybe I'll do a teaching tomorrow to begin to re-emphasize this. And this continues to develop. Well, I'm going to once again expand here into Facebook, whatever social media outlets I can do this. This has to go out. Talking about his disciples, witnessing the gospel. And it quickly becomes like it's in the latter days. Let me just hone in on verse 23. Is it Matthew 13? Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. It's not Matthew 13. Why have I forgotten Wow. Shame on me. Chapter 10. Got to be chapter 10, verse 23. That's it. Let's just pick it up in, then we'll go out with this. I am sending you out like sheep among wolves, verse 16. Therefore be as shrewd as snakes and as innocent as doves. Let me get to the old King James, New King James here. But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to councils and scourge you in their synagogues. You will be brought before governors and kings for my sake, as a testimony to them and to the Gentiles. But when they deliver you up, do not worry about how or what you should speak, for it will be given to you in that hour what you should speak. For it is not you who speak, but the Spirit of your Father who speaks in you. Remember, the thing that has been is what will be. That which is done is what will be done. Now, brother will deliver up brother to death, and a father his child. This is latter days. And children will rise up against parents and cause them to be put to death. Now notice, and you will be hated by all for my name's sake. Remember that. Same kind of message to like the Church of Philadelphia. You have not denied my name, my onoma name, my fame, my reputation, my character. What is his name? Savior. Deliverer. The kinsman redeemer. But he who endures to the end will be saved. Now notice, when they persecute you in this city, flee to another. For assuredly I say to you, you will have not gone through the cities of Israel before the Son of Man comes. Who did Jacob put his name Israel on? Specifically, Ephraim and Manasseh. I'll have to start reviving those old teachings. Son of man, I am sending you to the house of Israel. Well, that's it. Stunning, to say the least. Trump says, once again, he considers the Lebanon War a minor one. Oh, Israel, they're fighting for their lives. Judah. And an arena in which Syria can take on Hezbollah in partnership with the United States. That is, he's talking Syria-Ephraim alliance. Thing that has been is what will be. That which is done is what will be done. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening.